I am Bob Otis. I sing for Drop Dead. I play guitar in a band called Extinction Machine. The first one I went to was with local band Idle Rich. I believe the Proletariat was playing, Siege, DYS, and maybe the FUs. It would be considered a classic looking back at it now. You know, people shit their pants to see a show like that. Anti-sex in darkness, there is no choice. I think it's a dark, brutal, important, thoughtful punk record from the anarchist punk movement back in the early 80s that still stands the test of time. And the lyrics are unbelievable. The artwork is amazing. It's definitely got the whole package. The band I wish I saw that I never got a chance to see would probably be Crass. They had a gigantic effect on me. They probably were the reason why I started playing in a band. They made me want to be in a band and have politics. They changed my whole overview of how I looked at life and politics in general. I would say they were a very, very important band for me, but never got to see them. I think the picture that stood out for me was the Danny Way helicopter jump. Him jumping out and trying to land on the ramp from that height was total balls, and that was one I remembered quite well. Maybe Discharge, just from how many bands they've influenced, both musically and lyrically, and actually created a whole genre called D-Beat. They'd be right up there for me. It'd have to be a tie between Crass and Discharge as far as punk bands. For me, it would probably have to be Rudimentary Peni, Death Church. Just from the amount of amazing artwork that went into the cover. There's a lot of really influential guys for me, but I mean, just for entertainment value and being a smart guy and influential guy, I'd have to say Jello Biafra might be right up there at the top. There are guys I like a little more, but man, for the whole package, that guy has kind of everything you would go to see a punk rock concert for. We have been touring internationally for 25 years, so that's a very tough one. One that really stood out recently was we played Mexico City, and the show turned into a riot. Honestly, it was one show where we questioned whether we were going to get out alive. And to be honest with you, I kind of love that vibe. That's what I want in a show. I want it to be scary. I want it to be something I don't know what's going to happen next. That doesn't happen that often anymore when you've toured as much as I have. So there was fire, there was tear gas, there was MMA fighters. It was something that you only see in movies. One of the best punk shows I ever saw was also one of the first shows I ever saw, and it was a festival where Siege played, an early show in Providence, and they were running across the stage and flattening out like Charlie Brown missing the football, and just landing on their backs while they played and didn't miss a beat, man. They were just, it was, I never saw that much ferocity in a set before. And to this day, it sticks out as one of the crazier ones. Another one would also be Dan St. Jake's lighting himself on fire at a Met show and coming out completely engulfed in flames. one of the craziest things I've ever seen in 25 years of touring. That might have been right up there at the top. I think my message to the youth would be one big thing is to go vegan and to look more into animal rights. Um, these things are hand in hand with the future of the planet, and I think the more you know about what's going on in the meat industry and farm agriculture, um, the better chance you have of changing some really detrimental things that are starting to happen to this planet. I think that you need to question authority in general, just like punk has done since day one, and be more active and to look at what's going on in the world and start taking action now. I would say the coolest motherfucker of the week and possibly the century is my guitar player and one of my best friends, Ben Barnett. That guy is a cyborg. He keeps the band going straight. He keeps the van going straight. He's driven for 20 hours at a time, sipping coffee while my lazy ass is passed out next to him in the co-pilot's chair. He's gotten me home safe a million times. He's the guy who should be flying the plane, Ben Barnett. The best thing about being in a band when you're finally in a serious band that gets to travel is actually the travel and meeting amazing people. People who gravitate towards music and art in general tend to be just smart, enjoyable, fun, intelligent people, and I've gotten a chance to meet thousands of really, really cool people in our travels. The worst thing about being in a band is being trapped in a van with the same guys for months at a time. Doesn't matter if you're best friends, doesn't matter if you've been in a band for many, many years, there's a cracking point for every fucking band. And we went on a tour for 6 months straight one time, 180 shows back to back. And by the time that fucking tour was done, we were probably less than friends when we started. And so I would say that that's probably one of the worst things, being trapped together for long periods of time on top of each other. It can be straining.